What happens when a beloved family tradition collides with an important life event? Picture this, it's Masters Sunday, a day that's as sacred as any holiday in this household. The air is electric with anticipation as we prepare to watch the Masters Golf Tournament, a tradition as old as the hallowed greens of Augusta itself. But this year, the links are not the only thing on our minds. The household is a flurry of activity, not for the Masters, but for another event of equal, if not greater importance, my daughter's first communion. A milestone, a rite of passage that falls quite inconveniently on the same day as Masters Sunday. Can you imagine the timing? The initial shock was palpable, the disappointment a bitter pill to swallow. It was like being caught between the proverbial rock and a hard place. On one hand, the hallowed tradition of the Masters, a day filled with the thrills and spills of golfing glory. On the other, the joyous celebration of my daughter's first communion, a day of spiritual significance and family togetherness. The Masters, with its suspenseful rounds and the electric atmosphere, has always been a day to look forward to. The crack of the golf ball, the cheer of the crowd, the collective holding of breath as the ball arcs towards the hole. Yet the first communion, with its solemnity and joy, is a day of equal importance. A day to celebrate faith, family, and a significant step in my daughter's spiritual journey. The clash of traditions has turned our normally tranquil Masters Sunday into a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. The excitement of the golf tournament is tinged with a hint of regret. The joy of the first communion is shadowed by the thought of what we're missing out on. Change, they say, is the only constant, but what if change means missing out on your favorite sports event? Did you know that the Masters Golf Tournament sparks an annual housing frenzy in Augusta? Let's delve into this riveting tale of real estate and golf. Each year, as the Masters Golf Tournament tees off, the city of Augusta, Georgia experiences its own unique version of a gold rush. And no, we're not talking about the coveted green jacket or the illustrious trophy. We're talking about homes, houses, and estates. Picture this. The Mack family, residents of this charming city, have found a way to hit a financial hole-in-one without even picking up a golf club. They've turned their custom-furnished home into a temporary retreat for billionaires, raking in a six-figure sum for just 1 week in April. Yes, you heard that right. 1 week of hosting high-profile guests, and they're making more than most of us do in a year. Now you might be thinking, what about the taxes? Well, that's where the Augusta rule comes into play. This little-known nugget of legislation allows homeowners to rent out their homes for up to 14 days a year, completely tax-free. It's like an open house, only instead of cookies and lemonade, there's a hefty check at the end of it. However, not everyone in Augusta is jumping on this lucrative bandwagon. Take the Thatchers, for instance. Despite tempting offers, they've staunchly resisted selling their property to the Augusta National. For them, their home isn't just a potential gold mine, it's a sanctuary. They value their peace and tranquility over the hustle and bustle that the Masters bring. So, you see, the Masters isn't just a golf tournament, it's a catalyst for an annual housing boom in Augusta. For some, it's an opportunity to make a quick fortune. For others, it's a disruption to their serene, quiet life. While some see the Masters as a golden egg, others see it as a disturbance to their peace. What do you do when your favorite game and your daughter's big day clash? You find yourself at a crossroads, peering down two paths, each holding its own sense of importance. But as the dust settles, you realize that acceptance is the only way forward. You see, life has a funny way of serving up these little surprises, these scheduling conflicts that seem to turn our world upside down. And yet, they also bring a unique opportunity to adapt, to be flexible, and to find a way to celebrate the things we hold dear, even when they collide. So how does one handle such a predicament? Well, the answer lies in a well-timed pause and a dash of creativity. The Masters, in all its glory, will be watched in stolen moments. In the whispers of time between the communion events, the putts, the drives, the cheers, all savored in bite-sized portions, adding an unexpected flavor to this special day. But let's not forget that amidst the golfing excitement, there's a little girl stepping into a significant milestone. The first communion, a rite of passage in its own right, is a day of reverence and celebration. It's a day that will be etched in her memory. A day she'll look back on with a sense of accomplishment and a heart full of joy. And as the anticipation builds, one can't help but look forward to the unique blend of celebrations that this day promises. A fusion of faith and sport, of personal growth and shared passion. It's a day where a father's love for his daughter and his love for the game find a harmonious coexistence. So as we navigate through the unexpected twists and turns of life, we come to realize a fundamental truth. In the end, it's not about what we miss out on, but what we choose to celebrate. And on this day, we choose to celebrate a momentous First Communion, a thrilling Masters tournament, and the beautiful chaos that life often brings. So, what's the takeaway from this clash of events? Well, isn't life just one big, beautiful, and sometimes confusing game of golf? Just as the Masters tournament is a tradition deeply rooted in the heart of Augusta, so too are our family traditions, our life events deeply rooted in our hearts. Each carries a special significance, a unique joy that can't be replaced or replicated. And in the end, it's not about choosing one over the other, but about finding a way for both to coexist. These moments, as varied as they are the threads that weave the rich tapestry of our lives. The Masters, with its grandeur and tradition, is undoubtedly a spectacle to behold, but a child's first communion, that's a milestone, a sacred rite of passage, an intimate family moment that commands its own reverence. Life doesn't always go as planned, and that's part of its charm. The unexpected twists and turns, the scheduling conflicts and last-minute changes, these are the moments that test our flexibility, our resilience. They push us to adapt and to accept that we can't control everything. And perhaps in the grand scheme of things, that's a lesson worth learning. Our traditions, whether they involve being huddled around a television watching a golf tournament or sitting in a church witnessing a child's transition into a new spiritual phase, are the pillars that uphold our lives. They give us something to look forward to, something to cherish, and something to share with the ones we love. So as we wrap up this reflection, let's raise a glass to the beautiful mess that is life, to the traditions that ground us, the transitions that propel us forward, and the unexpected surprises that make the journey all the more interesting. So here's to the Masters, to my daughter's first communion, and to celebrating life's unexpected surprises. A toast to traditions and transitions and the beautiful mess they sometimes create.